Hello, people. Good day. I am back again with another series, and today we're going to be discussing the nature of man. I want to correct some, not really correct, but to bring to our notice some important fact about the nature of man. What was man like before this current dispensation? And most times we don't get to look at some of these details. I'm going to give some scriptural reference, but from the Judaic point of view, from the Christian point of view, and also some secret text I can find within the Judaic religion. And we're going to see what was man like. And so these are things we're going to be looking at, and I hope that it blesses you and give you an insight and a different dimension of knowledge. Okay, now before we go into this properly, we have to understand some major concept. And the first concept we're going to be looking at is the concept of God, Haveh. And we're going to be looking at the concept of God, man, and everything, and see how far we're going to go. Now, first, we want to describe the nature of God. Now, God is seen, and for very description, as the lighted one, the consuming fire. So the nature of God is majorly depicted by fire. Sometimes you call it the refiner's fire in Isaiah. And so sometimes we're going to see God in his fullness. So if God is fire, is a blazing one, is a shining one, depicted as holy, as a purifier, that is nothing unclean is seen in him, and we know that fire is purified. So if God is fire, that means he created man in his image and after his likeness. And also we are going to look at that fact also. So follow me. Now, Adam was made in the image of God, and most times, most of us think that the dust and the clay is the essence or the divine power of Adam, which is God. No, when God breathed into Adam, it wasn't just a cool breeze breathed into Adam, it was fire, the true essence of Adam. Because if Adam doesn't have the fiery content, when he meets with God face to face, he gets consumed. So why would God? So God had to breathe his essence into the clay. So when the clay now have communion with him at every point in the evening, instead of getting destroyed, it is recharged. And most of us are wondering, how is it possible? If you have seen a molten magma from a volcano, you have a true picture of what exactly Adam looked like. So we are going to look at it with this note, and so we're going to go through the production process of man. Thank you. Now, man was created as one of the last things, but he was created with the image and likeness of God. Now, there's a part of God that we may not really know. The part of God that has both the masculine and the feminine, the masculine, the Adonai, and the Shekinah, which is the feminine. So man was created both male and female in all essence. There was no gender at first. You can see that from Genesis chapter 1, it said, from 27. It says male and female. He created them. That is, there was a combination of both the male and female factor in the man. And when you go to verse 2, that's when he now molded Eve and took Eve out of the Shekinah part of man. So Adam is the Adonai, while Eve is the Shekinah. And that's the nature of God. If you check the Kabbalah Sephirot, you see God mentioned as both the Adonai and the Shekinah, and you see some of this relationship. So we're also going to see Hey in Hebrew word, which is the breath of God, which is the fiery content that we earlier talked about. So when it was breathing of God, so man was full male and female, the true essence of God. There was no male and female. So for God not to be able to see that man had the same relationship he had with himself, he had to separate them. And that is why when a male and female have sexual intercourse, they enter into a realm of divine assimilation, which most times people call orgasm, or as the case may be. And that's why you see some cults, when they want to do some divine transcendency, they use sex to do it. So God in this form is in constant form of sexual intercourse into divinity, which brings about creation all the time. That's why when man have intercourse with his wife, the both brings forth a baby. That's why God frowned seriously at the sin of sex. So when we look at some of these things, we begin to see that man had a very, very divine essence. Now, if you look at some of my pictography, you see this is how man was supposed to look: fully formed, fully built, beautiful in all its form. But you begin to wonder, then what happened? Now, when man constantly have this communion with God, his fire is constantly renewed by a superior fire. Yes, and this is the fire of God, the very essence of God, and the breath of God continually keeps forming. But when man lost contact with God, his fire began to dwindle and began to return to the final state of mortality, which is the clay essence. And that's why clay falls apart, earth falls apart, earth decays. So there's nothing to keep it going, and that's why we began to dwindle in our form, in our essence, as we keep going. And now we've come to this estate of deformity and of corruption. So there is a divine essence of man that God has created and is looking for. Now man cannot just have a certain communion, because if you do see anyone that say God will die, not because God wants to be scary, but because of the fire that emits out of God, you cannot come close to it. And that's why most persons wonder, why was Moses glowing when he came down from the temple? Why was Jesus glowing when he was transfigured? Why was chariot of fire there when Elijah was about to be taken? These are symbols that point you to some of these facts and factors about the true essence of God and the image of God in man that man was created to be. So this is also some of the few things. I know we don't have a lot of time to expose some of these things, but if you have any questions, you can always ask in the comment section. Some of the things you want to expose and make you understand as a divine part of you. It's a particular dignity and of corruption. Now, the new reality, we may not be as firebrand as we may want it to be, but there's a particle of that lighted form that we have now, and we have to tap into it. If you don't tap into it, if you're not conscious about its existence, you may not find it. You may not be blazing like the earlier Adam again. But if you tap into it, you feel this spirit. Sometimes when you listen to music, you hear some kind of music, and then you feel some kind of vibration happening in your spirit. That is the essence trying to come out. Your divine nature. I say, for ye are gods. We are divine. We are supposed to be ascended, but because of our mortal, deformed, clay, static nature, we cannot behold this reality. So now tap into yourself and go down deep and find your new self. I hope this bless you. Like us.